When you record audio, you have three options: mono, stereo, multi-channel for surround sound. In this video, I'm going to focus on stereo miking techniques. With mono, you have a single microphone capturing the source. Simple. The only concern is which mic to use and the placement of that mic. Multi-channel miking is more complex and deserves its own video. So let's consider the different ways you can place a pair of microphones together to capture a source in stereo. You can place two microphones as close together as possible to eliminate time of arrival differences and potential phase issues. This is known as coincident pairing. You can place two microphones a few inches apart at a specific angle to mimic how human ears perceive stereo sound. With this method, the stereo image is created by a combination of both intensity and time of arrival differences, and this is known as near coincident pairing. You can place two microphones several feet apart and pointed toward the sound source. This technique is known as AB, or spaced pairing. There are several techniques where an object is placed in between the two microphones to capture a stereo image that better represents the way we would perceive the sound coming into our ears. And one of the more interesting of these methods is known as binaural. Binaural is a recording technique that uses two microphones placed to mimic the way human ears perceive sound in order to create an immersive, three-dimensional audio experience. And this method is designed for playback on headphones and creates the illusion that the listener is in the original recording space. The most authentic binaural recording technique uses a dummy head that has microphones built into the ear canals. And the dummy head mimics the exact size and shape of a real human head and ears, known as pinnae, to replicate the natural acoustic phenomena that our heads create. Fascinating stuff. In this video, we're going to concentrate on 4 configurations that are most often used in the recording studio. So let's dive in. The most common stereo pairing is the AB, or spaced pair technique. And this is nothing more than setting up two microphones, usually omnidirectional or cardioid, several feet apart and pointing directly at the source. So this will give you enough separation to create a wide stereo field. The problem with this method is that you have to be careful of phase issues, because the original signal can arrive at the two microphones at a slightly different time. And the intersection of the polar patterns can potentially cause cancellation of some of the frequencies. So you'll have to move the mics around until you have eliminated these phase cancellation issues. The next two configurations are coincident techniques because the microphones are placed as close as possible. The XY method uses two identical directional microphones, most often cardioid, with their capsules placed as close to each other as possible. The microphones are angled in a V shape with the capsules stacked on top of each other, and the stereo effect is created by the difference in volume, or level, that each microphone receives as the sound arrives at both capsules at virtually the same time. The standard angle between the microphones is 90 degrees, but this can be adjusted for a wider or narrower stereo field, and the V is pointed directly towards the sound source. A sound source coming from the left will be louder in the left microphone, and vice versa. The listener's brain interprets these level differences to create a stereo image. Now, the key characteristics of the XY configuration are strong mono compatibility. Because the sound arrives at both microphones at exactly the same time, it minimizes phase cancellation issues when the stereo signal is summed to a mono signal. You've got excellent positional accuracy because the technique provides a clear and accurate stereo image, making it easy to pinpoint the location of the instruments. It does produce a narrower stereo image compared to other techniques like spaced pairs. The XY technique produces a less spacious sound, and this can result in a dry or dull sounding, depending on the room's characteristics. Now, the XY configuration is ideal for close miking, since it's effective for capturing a tight, focused stereo image for individual instruments or for close mic applications. The next configuration is known as the mid-side, or MS technique, and it uses a cardioid microphone for the mid signal and a bidirectional or figure-8 microphone for the side signal. The two mics are placed as close to each other as possible, with the mid mic pointing straight at the sound source and the side mic turned 90 degrees to the side. This coincident arrangement ensures that all the sounds reach both capsules at the same time, preventing phase issues. This method offers excellent mono compatibility and unique flexibility, and the stereo width can be adjusted infinitely during mixing by changing the ratio of the mid to side channels. Now there's a bit of technique you'll need to know when mixing these two signals. You'll need to set up what's known as a decoding matrix. Once you learn the concept, it's pretty easy, and you'll recap the benefits of enhanced stereo imaging. First, you'll need to set up 3 channels. The mono track from the cardioid mic is panned to the center, and this is known as the mid channel. The mono track from the figure 8 mic is duplicated onto 2 separate channels. One channel is panned hard to the left, and the second channel is panned hard to the right, and the phase is inverted on the right channel. The inverted signal effectively subtracts it from the mid channel for the right output. All 3 tracks are mixed together. By adjusting the faders for the side channels, you can control the stereo width of the final mix. Increasing the side level makes the image wider, while decreasing it narrows the image towards mono. The final configuration is a near-coincident pairing known as ORTF. ORTF stands for Office de Radiodiffusion Télévision Français. You're welcome. This microphone technique uses 2 cardioid microphones to produce a realistic, balanced, and wide stereo image. It was developed by Radio France in the 1960s to mimic how human ears perceive and localize sound in a real-world environment. To create this configuration, you space the 2 cardioid microphones 17 centimeters, approximately 6.7 inches, apart at a 110-degree angle pointing towards the sound source. Several companies, including Rode, sell microphone clips that allow you to mount the microphones exactly where they need to be in this configuration. This method creates a realistic stereo image by combining both time and level differences, similar to human hearing, and offers a wide and natural sounding stereo image with decent mono compatibility. Not perfect, but decent. It captures more room ambiance than XY though, and it's perfect for recording ensembles, choirs, and drum overheads. We have limited this video to the 4 most widely used stereo mic configurations. There are many others that serve specific situations. If you want to learn more about those, including
DIN, NOS, EBS, RAI, Olsen, Faulkner Array, Baffled Omni, Jacqueline Disc, The Wedge, Decatree, Spaced Cardioids.
Please do an internet search. As a recording engineer, it's a fascinating study and a very important bit of knowledge that you need to know. Well, thank you for listening. If you like what you heard, please follow The Sound Sculptor and check out thesoundsculptor.com. Until next time,